Today we're looking at technology supporting the talent acquisition process. This will be more for small to mid-sized businesses and the ones that may have an HR system and wanting more than what their hiring module can do, and others looking to step up from just using email and their manual processes. For this video, we'll divide the talent acquisition process into 4 main areas. It's position definition, sourcing and recruiting, assessment and vetting, and finally the selection and offer. Below each area, we have the primary owners. That's really the people driving the work. Again, based on what's typical in a small to mid-sized business. Going back to the start, we usually recommend some kind of kickoff where stakeholders are present and where needs are communicated and defined appropriately. From there, we'll draft a job description, incorporate stakeholders to review and edit, and when approved, move into sourcing and recruiting. In this area, the job description gets pushed to multiple channels. That can include the company website, social media, job platforms, and those are job sites that are free and potentially some premium sites. Referrals are always the best, so we'll outreach to known candidates and people we've included in our talent pools. And these talent pools can be updated by other sourcing channels. And depending on budget and urgency, we may reach out to third-party recruiters and vendors. Applications and resumes will start coming in where our team will begin reviewing and setting up initial interviews. Number 1 will be the high level, looking at culture and your more typical behavioral interview. Those that progress will move into additional interviews that will assess the candidate's skills, experience, and team fit. From there, we'll reach out to references to round out the assessment and start deciding on our candidate shortlist. We'll of course communicate our decision to any candidates that don't pass any of these stages, and we do this hopefully in a timely manner. And then getting back to the selection and offer, after any final interviews, if necessary, we'll make our decisions, send a conditional offer letter, then run a background check, and move into contracting and signatures. If the candidate reciprocates, we'll start the official onboarding process. Like I mentioned before, you can really do this entire workflow with just email and some manual processes. The main pain points related to that are, 1, efficiency, having a lot of repetitive manual tasks that you want to save time on. Consistency, having a controlled process end-to-end to reduce errors. Organization, keeping data centralized and accessible when you need it. And finally, measurement, ability to track and report on things to evaluate performance and really improve the process. There is a lot of technology out there that can help you to do this really better, faster, and smarter. So let's start with the most important category, and that's called the Applicant Tracking System, or ATS. This system will organize and track candidates across the entire pipeline. A lot of systems we reviewed support and guide you along the way as well. For example, they'll provide hundreds of templates for job descriptions, scheduling communications using email or text, helping you with communicating decisions, and offer letters all right in the system. Many have AI and automation that will help source candidates, organize your talent pools, automatically integrate with job boards, and post to social media and your websites. They'll have integrations to sourcing channels like LinkedIn and can incorporate recruiters with limited access to your system, so everything can really be in one place and worked in the same system. The ATS will structure everything through a pipeline and manage the interview notes and decisions along the way. An additional functionality I've also seen is conducting surveys at select stages. This gives insight into possible improvements, and studies have shown that surveys actually improve the candidate experience overall. The true level up is in the data and the reporting capabilities. Now, as you scale, the data will be more valuable, and it will really help you measure metrics like time to hire, velocity across the different areas. It'll help you identify bottlenecks, and even the quality of your candidate sources. If you're in the research phase, I'd recommend checking out Workable. Their pricing starts at $99 per job per month. And if you have more budget constraints, Jazz HR is more affordable at about $39 per month. And if you're in a scaling stage, Ashby has been one that has come very highly recommended. You'll have to reach out for pricing, but they do have monthly and annual pricing options. By the way, this isn't a commercial for these companies. I don't get a kickback for any of this. Just from my research, I'd recommend checking these out. Now, there are more companies now that are targeting specific areas and tasks within the pipeline. One major bottleneck is always trying to schedule and getting through those early stage interviews, just because of the sheer volume at the top of the pipeline. And in small businesses, everyone has a full-time job on top of interviewing. One solution that we explored for this is the one-way interview. This is where candidates are able to record themselves answering select questions, and they can do this on their own time and submit them for review as part of the interview process. I'm a big fan of this idea because the scheduling pain points are removed, and you have the ability to review the interviews on your own time and essentially batch your work together. These vendors claim that it can actually cut down your time to hire by up to 70%. Two vendors that we think you should research, especially if you're a small to mid-sized business, is My Interview. They have a free version and a growth package that costs about $39 per month, and you get 5 users with that. Next one is Willow. Similarly, they have a free version and a premium package, $42 per user per month. In this next stage, we found that there are actually a lot of assessment tools out there that are designed to help with skills testing and aptitude assessments. Now, I'd highly recommend trying out these assessments for yourself and seeing what the experience is like. I tried a few of them and I can't say that I really enjoyed it. I got this testing anxiety that I haven't really experienced since college, and I didn't feel like the results were that helpful. I haven't fully formed my opinion on these though, so I won't recommend any technology here, but I do plan on writing an article about this, and I will link it in the description below. The next set of tools that I'm actually very excited to share is around references. Here's where we found technology that's taking something that's usually a check the box item or something that's an ignored step in the process, and they've made it more valuable. These companies help automate the reference check and take it a step further using artificial intelligence to build a sort of 365-degree view of candidates based on the responses from their references. This not only gives insight into candidates, but turns this data into the first step of professional development once they're hired. This is probably the area I was most impressed with in reviewing apps out there. But like all good things, they're really expensive and may not fit in the budget for small businesses. Two companies to check out here are Searchlight.ai and Hi People. The last tech I'll touch on is the background checks. This is something I don't think anyone does manually by themselves, and these vendors are usually integrated in every ATS system. So just taking a couple of these companies we highlighted, if you're looking to have 2 jobs you're hiring for at any point throughout the year, you're looking at an annual cost of about $2,376 using Workable. If you have one HR manager and has Recruiter Lite for sourcing, that'll cost $1,680 for LinkedIn. Leveraging that one-way interview will cost about $468. And doing about 10 background checks, you're looking at a total annual spend of about $5,000. I'd say on average, the budget for talent acquisition software, if you're just starting out, will range between $3,000 to $6,000 per year for technology that focuses on small to mid-sized businesses. And again, this all depends on your software suite, if you just go with the ATS or if you actually purchase supplementary technology around that. And there you go. That's a quick rundown to get you on your way for researching talent acquisition software. What we shared today will be mainly to help you with the top of the vendor selection funnel and give you an idea of what technology is out there. You can watch our other video on how to run a vendor selection process end-to-end if you want to learn about the other steps and how to dig into the whole selection process a little further. Again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to do your own due diligence and think about how this technology is used and how it'll impact the candidate experience. For a lot of people, this will be their first impression of your company, so be thoughtful about how that experience should be. All right, well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.